Hi guys, how we doing on this Eclipse Monday? Lots of things going on today, so rather than bug people while they're busy watching the eclipse, figured I'd go back and look at a couple of bins. Over the weekend we were looking at some, including the one and only time the Super DIRTcar Series visited historic Williams Grove Speedway back in 2006. And I got to tell you, if you've never been to this place, it is well worth it. Although when you're on your way, you're going to see cornfields and stuff like that and go, man, I cannot be in the right place. But boy, it's a little off the beaten path, but what a place at Williams Grove Speedway. Of course, that's the famous bridge on the backstretch. This is looking down towards turn number one, early, of course, in the day. And there you go. I understand the bridge has been replaced in the meantime. So that's a little bit different than it was, but the team's all getting ready to head on over to Williams Grove where sprint cars are king. And of course, there's Gary Spade. If you're going to race at a race in the Super DIRTcar Series, you got to draw for your position in qualifying. And that was what was going on there. Tim Fuller ready to have some fun. Somebody having a little trouble with their with their pit cart early on in the night. Matt Shepard, before he was winning at the pace that he is winning at today, he did not win on this particular night. Nice show, though, because we had a nice mix of Pennsylvania drivers, the Central New York bunch. Of course, New Jersey's Brett Hearn was there as well. Corey Reed chatting with Chad Brockman. I didn't get the photos at the end of the race. There was a crash at the end, kind of controversial. I'm going to leave that right out of it. We'll show photos of that on another day, perhaps. But this is more just, the spectacle of being at this famous racetrack. Victor Coffey, back when Victor was running a lot and winning races. Stu Shepard underneath the hood there doing a little bit of work on his son's car. There's the King family all the way from Ohio. And this was one where, a lot of the teams were really looking forward to getting a sprint car country and putting on a show. It was a really good show, if I remember correctly, too. And it was nice to see everybody. There's Jeff Strunk. And again, this was 18 years ago now. Of course, it was back on October 15th, so it was later in the year, but still, it was a later show. There's Jack Johnson. And, of course, Ronnie was there as well to check out this track. Alan Johnson, familiar pose, sitting at the back of the hauler, relaxing, getting ready for some fun at Williams Grove. And that's pit road and, of course, the main pit area right there. I can't remember what was on the card with them that day. I don't believe it was a standalone show, but of course, here's our friend Kevin Bates from down in the Southern Tier as the cars are getting ready to head out onto this famous track and have a little bit of fun. Kenny Stafford's number 60 in the foreground here, and there's Jimmy Phelps. First couple laps. This was from down in turn 4, where any of you guys who have raced there or have done any iRacing or anything know that is a different kind of position over there in turn number 4. The inside wall. It's an interesting track, to say the least, and very racy track, very famous track, prestigious track. And I was so happy that I got a chance to go down there. Okay, so this is after everybody's coming in. You can see Vic Coffey kind of going, I don't know, here's a gear change. So, because people were just guessing. Nobody had been to the place yet, so it was time to get out there, see what might happen. A little revalving of the shocks here. And in '06, this was still a fairly new procedure that the teams were doing, gave them some adjustability. And I'm going to go back to that one for just a second. Notice no coils on that rear shock either. And that was, of course, Justin Hare's making a change. Jimmy Whitco did a little traveling then. And, of course, he's from Pennsylvania. Even though he runs at Brewerton, he made sure to make it to this one. So Jeff Rudalavich and, of course, Randy Kosaki set up Guru. Jeff, I think, Alan was still running for Jeff at this point. There's Brett Hearn and his bunch talking about what they're going to do a little bit later on. The Doug's Dirt Diary stickers were everywhere. The website was very, very new back in 2006, and it caught on pretty quickly because, again, we were the only ones doing what we were doing at that time 18 years ago. That Mike Sancelli maybe down there? Might be. Holding people up. Jimmy Whitco. Actually had some crew back then. It's pretty much him and his wife Barb on Friday nights at Brewerton. Some of the nicest people you're ever going to meet, by the way. Brett Hearn and crew checking out the action. I'm not sure if time trials was happening yet. Dale Plank and Vic Coffey having a discussion on pit road there. Billy Decker, Scott Jeffries, his crew chief, talking about what they're going to do a little bit later on at Williams Grove. Frank Cozy out on the racetrack there, the number 44. Now that 14, I'm not sure who that might have been at that point. Could have been Rick Laubach. And here's the tunnel underneath, by the way. This is on the front stretch part of the speedway. The bridge is on the back stretch, of course, going across that. So here's a look at the way things looked over here. As again, this was a lot of fun. How many guys know the guy on the left? I'll give you a second if you can't think of it yet. But guy announced pretty much everywhere, including Watkins Glen and places like that. That's Al Robinson, by the way. Beautiful day, as you could tell, that we had here at Williams Grove. Again, the historic speedway. We only got down there, I believe, the one time. So I know there was not a huge crowd for this. Like, here's the draw on the front stretch right here, and you can tell by looking in the grandstands. Unfortunately, this was not a very well-attended show, which was too bad, because I remember pulling out of there and going, man, I don't know if that worked as well as everybody thought it was. Danny Johnson and Billy Colton. There's Tim Fuller. That's one where I as much as I'd like to tell you that these aren't set up, they are. You know, hey, Tim, look over there. Get a serious look on your face. You know, it makes for a good picture, though, doesn't it? It kind of does, huh? Jack, check it out, Ronnie. And no, I did not give Jack any suggestion, because Jack is just cool by himself there, as you can see Ronnie getting in his car. Here's the lineup for the feature. Early show. Of course, again, this was October, so I think it was the week after Super Dirt Week, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I had the date wrong, but I had October 15th, guys. If I'm wrong, you let me know, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. And look who won. Jimmy Phelps gets the win in this one. And there you see the top three, Alan Johnson, Pat Ward, and the beautiful young lady in the center. That's our good friend Chelsea Miller at the time. And there's the top three down in Victory Lane. Hope you guys liked this. Hope you had a nice, relaxing Eclipse day. Hopefully you didn't get caught up in any traffic or anything like that. But we've got a couple of more that we're going to put up here today. And then tomorrow we're going to try to set up some more things and get back in the studio. But I am going to get a couple of photo bins ready just in case. Remember to subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit a like if you can. Leave us a comment. I always like reading the comments. And let us know if there's something else you want to see. I've still got a lot of stuff in the archives, still have hundreds of thousands of photos that have not been seen yet on this particular YouTube channel. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, let me know. Of course, paypal.me/Doug Elkins Racing. This is always a tough time of the year for me, so anything you can do. There's also a super thanks button if you're on your computer right underneath here. You can hit that and help us out as well. So hope you guys had a great day. We'll be back with 2 more bins here today on an Eclipse Monday.